Hi folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. This is episode 9 of Project Rat Trailer. We are going today, or I am going today, to try and get this as a rolling chassis. It was a big step forward, which I think I need really to encourage me a little bit to move forward. I keep thinking of different ideas, driving along at work in my job, thinking, yeah, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, but I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not moving forward, so I need to make something big happen. I've been cleaning, wire wheeling, polishing, rust proofing and stuff, and all I've really done is refurbish the old stuff that's still completely dismantled. So I need to remantle something, put it back together today. I need to make this a rolling chassis, and I think that will encourage me a great deal, that I'll have something that actually pushes on its wheels. It's not a simple task. It's I've got to drill the chassis out because the old leaf spring used to contain the wheels, and it's got its holes drilled and so on, but we're not using that. I'm going to drill new holes in the chassis and bolt these stub axles on, and that's got to be correct. Obviously they've got to be bolted in straight and true and square, otherwise the trailer is going to go down the road and kind of try and overtake you as it crabs up the road, and that'll look extremely daft, and everyone will point their finger and laugh at me more than they usually do. So just at the moment, all I've got to do today, I've got, what is it, 9:15 now. I'm working today, penny pit stops at work, so I'm afraid you're left with just Monkey Boy here. I've got to work at 12:30 I think today. I'll check in a minute, and so I've only got a few hours, so I'm just going to really drill out the chassis and bolt the wheels on. Not a great deal, not very interesting, you might want to fast forward, but the point is it will be a big step. It will be at least the first point that we start to reassemble the trailer and make it into something. So there it is. Stick around, stay tuned, see what happens. Now, so here we are already. This was, as you know, this spring thingy was what contained the wheels before, those 3 holes drilled in there being where these stub axles bolted through, but I don't want to use that. I want to bolt them straight to the trailer. They're going straight on this cross member. Now I've done some measuring, and going across and comparing the 2 figures tells you that it's square. Simple as that. If it's the same distance from there to there as it is from there to there, then that means that the thing is square. Obviously if it was out of square, one of those measurements will be different to the other, and it is not just a little bit square, it is cock on, it is perfect. There's about 1mm in it, and that depends where you're measuring to, you know. Could have been on a bit of weld or something. So they are absolutely square, and that's good because it is a manufactured snipe trailer, so I can imagine it would be true and correct, which also means checking this angle is square and that is square. So all the basics are in place. The construction of the chassis is good. Everything is 100% square and true. I don't need to worry about repairing any of that. So all I've got to do is, with these, I've got to bolt them on so that they're square that way. If they're like that or like that, then obviously this trailer's not going to go up the road straight. So they've got to be absolutely in the centre. And that's quite easy to do because we'll just use the wheel front and rear to make sure it's square, and then these mudguard stays front and rear, or fender stays, to prove that it's fore and aft square. Did you see that? Fore and aft? Because it is a marine trailer. So there we go. So all I've got to do really is just to count and measure in, and then drill through this thick quarter plate steel without burning the drill bit. Use some proper engineering technique to drill through that with a bit of grease and oil, make sure it gets through nice and cleanly, with some proper drill bits. Right, stick around, stay tuned, see what happens. Okay, first thing is to make a grid, I reckon. Just making this up as I go. Just line out a grid across there so that I can check that it's straight. And it may not be straight because this H section that I'm coming off may be a little bit opened up one end or cockeyed, so we'll find out by doing a grid. Okay, just put the fender in where it mounts so that I can get the wheel the sort of in and out track, or the wheel width, without having to mess around re-drilling the trailer mounts or the fender mounts. So that sits roughly in the middle, which is all it has to be, and that turns out that that inside bolt sits dead in the middle of this piece of angle iron, which is good because that would be nice and strong. It'd be annoying if it ended up sitting there and then that wouldn't give me a full bolt hole. So that's quite good. Excellent. Right. Now we'll worry about the track in a minute. Let's get that exact. Yep. Okay. Now that's not... gives me a point inwards. Just whip this out. So once I've got this hole drilled as a reference point, I can drop a bolt through it and then work the angle and get the track of the wheel correct. That's 55. 55, perfect. Okay, a sharp single hit. Good, centre punch. Okay, time to drill a hole. Right, so selecting right drill size, measuring these, we've got, or even on camera, measuring these I've got about, I think they're about 9.5 mil, so I'm going to bung a 9 mil through. Haven't got a 9.5 mil. 10 doesn't fit, and the problem, if I drill it as a 10 mil hole, then the bolts can effectively lozenge back and forth in the holes. They'll move around, and that's all bad because that means that the actual axle itself will rotate and it will move, and then the track will go out on the wheels. It won't steer straight. So better that they're a bit tight, and I kind of get them dead centered and hammer them in, even if just a little rat file, and just open it out slightly so they go in snug. So 9 mil it is. In. Right. Okay. 60, 70 mil. Okay, 70 mil each side. That's pretty much true. And on the lines drawn, that's true as well. So we can now drill the other two holes in. Okay, punch them up first. This is where it all goes right or wrong. Clever boy. And the other. Now this is going to be an element of inaccuracy to this because it's a trailer. It's not accurate in the sense that a car is, or adjustable, but I can make these very slightly slotted so I can adjust them bang on when they're done. Okay. Moment of trueness. See if it fits the bill. Okay. Right, let's see how that is for true. Now, no washers yet. This is just to check it's true. Right. Okay, 69mm that side. And that tyre's got almost no run out for some reason now. And 69 that side. That is perfect. One square wheel, so to speak. There it is. So what I'm going to do now is pull that back off again and get all the washers ready to go in. Then we'll do that side. Right. Okay, 69mm that side. And that tyre's got almost no run out for some reason now. And 69 that side. That is perfect. One square wheel, so to speak. There it is. So what I'm going to do now is pull that back off again and get all the washers ready to go in. Then we'll do that side. There we are, all bolted on. Now, at the moment, no washers either side. Should have a washer there and a washer on the back, but I haven't put any on because I'm currently doing a little experiment. Now, my friend Byron, Byron 5, he's a mate of mine from California. He said, what do you think of this wire wheeling? Where's the extra one? What do you think of this wire wheeling to get nuts up like that, or versus the chemical method? So just to be fair and even, I've taken all the extra bits that I didn't wire wheel up, and they've been in this molasses mix for about 2 days now. Washer there. So all the washers, they're coming on. They're not ready yet, so I can't put them on. I'm just going to wait for the results of that and then clean them all up and see what that molasses has done. This is the old molasses and water, you know, 7:1, everyone knows about that. And I think that might bring up the washers quite nice, because I couldn't really wire wheel the washers. They kind of get grabbed out of your hand and then flung across the workshop. So before we embed one in Penny Pitstop's tank, which is bound to happen, you just know it will, or in your forehead. So I thought I'd just use a chemical method on them. So when the washers are ready, I shall strip the wheels back off again and then be able to actually bolt them on. Obviously wire wheeling, I was turning it over with one hand. Let's put you down a minute. There we are. We actually have a roller. It are a rolling chassis. These are now straight with, they're straight with the chassis, and they're also level. This business of them being tipped under on that soppy spring, all eliminated. Completely straight now. Try from the other side. Looking good. Happy now. Rolling chassis. I can start to think about making the sides and the bottom. So there you go. That's all for today. So there we are, that's it for episode 9. It's a hot day today. We've actually got some decent weather. It's 26 degrees in here, so that's hot enough. I'm going to go and get a shower because I'm ready for work soon. It's 11:30 now, and I'm going to get this edited, spliced into one, and leave it uploading when I go to work. So it should be up about 5 or 6 PM this afternoon our time. Slow upload time around here. So that's all for episode 9. Got the wheels on it. It's now a rolling chassis. Feels good. Feels good to have it as actually a trailer and not just a collection of bits. It looks good. Now I'm going to have to rip them off, as you can obviously see. That's the thing with projects. You dry build, you unbuild and so on. I want to get some paint under those bolt heads where I took the burrs off, and obviously paint the bolt heads and get some other bits and bobs done. I've got a slot. One of the wheels is running 1mm off. The other one's absolutely bang on. The left hand side one runs 1mm offline. So it probably won't matter, but why leave it? So I'm just going to slot one of the outside holes just a little bit, tap it round and then lock it up tight so it runs absolutely straight. And it will stay straight because all I'll do, perhaps just bung a tack, just one tiny tack weld on the bolt head just to stop it from sliding, which will then mean the trailer's absolutely straight. If you don't need to take it out, it'll only be a tack, just break it off. So there we go, that's been episode 9, or part 9 of Project Rat Trailer. Thanks for watching, ride safe, see you next time.